My brothers and sisters, and my beloved confreres, hearty welcome to each one of you to this 24th Sunday of the liturgical calendar. 25th February 1995. India, and in particular Christianity in India, woke up hearing a shocking news about a heinous crime done by Samandar Singh, killing Sister Rani Maria. Sister Rani Maria was traveling by bus and she was dragged out of the bus, and Samandar Singh, together with two of his aides, brutally murdered her at the roadside, stabbing her 54 times and on the spot killing her. He, together with his aides, ran into the forest but were arrested 3 days after the crime. Sister Rani Maria was a popular nun supporting the landless tribals of a place called Udainagar, 54 kilometers away from Indore in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Naturally, due to her altruistic attitude and support to these people, she received a lot of irk and anger from the landowners of the place. At their behest, Samandar Singh was hired and engaged in this brutal murder. As he was in the jail, he was given pardon by the family members of Sister Rani Maria. Sister Selmi Paul, sister of Sister Rani Maria, also a Catholic nun, tied the Raksha Bandhan on the hand of Samandar Singh, telling him, "You are my brother." The family of Sister Rani Maria accepted Samandar Singh as their own son. And on their pleading, he was released from the jail 11 years after the crime. 4 times he visited the house of Sister Rani Maria in Kerala. He was one of the participants at the beatification ceremony of Sister Rani Maria in Rome. Samandar Singh later told, "The whole change in my psyche came through the forgiveness I received. I would now on like to live a Samaj Prem, love for the whole society. Until now, I was vested in my interest and conditional in my forgiving. Now onwards, I would like to forgive unconditionally as Jesus Christ did." Forgiveness is the call of the day. St. Paul in the second reading of today says, "None of us live to himself. None of us die to himself. If we live to Christ. If we die to Christ. Christ is our goal." The first reading of today from the book of Sirach brings home to us the message that we are called to forgive one another. Wrath and anger are abominable. God does not stand by it. You should forgive the mistake of your brother. Therefore, Jesus brings home to us the wonderful story of the forgiveness of the King. The King who lavishly gives forgiving attitude to a tenant who comes to his mercy, pleading for help and understanding. Peter today comes before Jesus and asks him the question, "Lord, tell me, how many times should I forgive my brother? 7 times? And this number 7 is the number symbolically referring to completeness. Therefore, when you forgive 7 times, it is equally meaning to say that you are unconditionally forgiving. Matthew the evangelist today refers a bit more back to the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 24. Lamech, having killed a young man, tells his wives, Ada and Zillah, "Listen, my wives, if Cain is avenged sevenfold, Lamech will be avenged 77-fold." Very often we feel God is revengeful in the Old Testament. The revenge of God is not on vested interest. The revenge of God, in fact, is His justice. He gives opportunities aplenty for people to return to Him. When they do not do that, He brings an order through justice. This is exactly the mercy of God. God forgives the sin and the sinfulness of humanity. At the same time, He expects the human beings to forgive one another. You look at that wonderful parable mentioned by Jesus today. This particular man was in need of the help of the king. He was owing money to the king, but he was not paying it. The king calls him and asks him to do justice. And he pleads with the king, "Forgive me, my lord. At the moment I am not able to pay it, but I would do it." In his mercy and compassion, the king forgives him all his debt and allows him to go free. The king is God Himself. But what did this man do? He went back. On his way, he found another man who comes towards him and he tells him, "Give me what you owe to me." This man prostrates before him and tells him, "I would give you the money, give me some time." But he was unforgiving. The mercy and justice that he received in his life was never remembered by him. Instead, it becomes cruel in his attitude towards his fellow servant. On the tomb of Sister Rani Maria, it is written, "Lord, do not hold the sin against him." Lord, do not hold the sin against him. Sister Rani Maria understood the forgiveness that she received from the Lord who is crucified and is stretching out His hands in forgiveness. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." All of us are the recipients of the forgiveness of God who died for our sake on the cross. Should we not, in our turn, forgive others? As Samandar Singh said, it is the matter of the psyche. I remember an interesting story told about a man who went into the forest. He was collecting firewood from the forest. As he was wandering around, he saw a mirror lying down on the ground. For the first time, he saw a mirror. He took it up and looked into it, and he saw the picture resembling to his father. He had seen his father when he was very small, and this picture which he is seeing in the mirror was resembling his father. He took the mirror along with him home. He kept it at home. Every day morning, secretly, he would take the mirror and look into it and see the picture of his father. One day, his wife found what he was doing in secrecy. When he went out, she went and took the mirror and looked into it. And shockingly, she saw a beautiful woman's picture. And she told to herself, "My God, he is cheating on me. He is in love with another woman." She had no one else to complain. She took this mirror and went to her mother and told her, "Mummy, look here. He is in love with someone else." And the mother took the mirror and looked into it and saw an old woman standing in it. And the mother told the girl, "Do not worry. This woman is an old woman. She will die soon. You can live in peace." Yes, my brothers and sisters, we are all in our own world, unwilling to come out of our egocentrism We are like frog in the well. Can we look out and see the possibilities of life? Can we forgive others? What are we holding on for ourselves with our vested and conditional interests? Shakespeare would say, before you speak, listen. Before you write, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you quit, try. Before you die, live. But above all, before you pray, forgive. We are called today to forgive one another, forgive ourselves, and forgive others. Amen.